There's always a man, there's always a city, there's always a lighthouse.
Now would you kindly head to Ryan's office and kill the son of a...
Let's go out to play, Daddy.
Go back to the Sodom from which you came!
It's time to finish this.
Catch!
That'll do. Elizabeth!
Dear brothers and sisters, now is the time to open your eyes.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't adjust your set. F Society haven't hacked us. Quite yet. I'm Dave.
And I'm Lucy.
And before season 2 of Mr. Robot starts this week, we're going to spend a few minutes getting you all caught up on the first season.
And one thing to bear in mind whenever you're spending time on the internet...
Use a mixture of uppercase, lowercase, and numbers in your passwords?
Well, yeah, but I was gonna say, beware of spoilers.
The star is Elliot Alderson, cybersecurity developer by day, high-strung hacker and wannabe savior of the world by night. He hacks for funsies and deals with his crippling anxiety by necking morphine, a secret he manages to hide from his colleagues and his childhood friend Angela by taking anti-addiction medication. Elliot works at Allsafe, and their biggest client is the super huge and powerful conglomerate E-Corp. Elliot manages to stop them suffering a devastating DDoS attack, but in doing so uncovers secret malware planted by a group called F Society. Elliot leaves the malware where he found it, and a mysterious figure called Mr. Robot invites him to partake in their digital revolution. Their objective: erase E-Corp's debt records and free the people.
Mr. Robot's plan is to blow up a gas plant adjacent to Steel Mountain, a data storage facility E-Corp uses to keep its records. Elliot would prefer less loss of life and begins work on an alternative plan. Elliot's reliance on drugs and romantic relationship with his dealer Shayla prompts him to hack her abusive dealer Vera and get him locked up. Later, in a heart-to-heart with Mr. Robot, Elliot discusses his dead father and how he was made to promise to keep his illness a secret. Secrets are made to be kept to yourself, and for Elliot's transgression, Mr. Robot throws him onto the rocky beach below the pier on which they sit. It seems Mr. Robot is every bit as unstable as Elliot.
Tyrell Wellock, the interim CTO of E-Corp, begins his campaign to become permanent CTO of E-Corp, which involves paying hobos to be used as punching bags. Because, you know, that's how all good CTOs deal with stress. Angela finds herself at risk when her boyfriend Ollie is manipulated by a hacker called Cisco, who works for a Chinese group called the Dark Army. And using a worm disguised as a hot mixtape, he steals all of Angela and Ollie's information, as well as some nudes. Fearing identity theft, Angela encourages Ollie to give in to the hacker's demands of installing the mixtape worm at Allsafe. That evening, while Elliot is at dinner with his Allsafe colleagues, F Society leaks information that incriminates E-Corp's previous CTO, Terry Golby. The claims are that he covered up the toxic waste leak that led to the death of Elliot's father and Angela's mother.
Elliot creates a new plan to destroy E-Corp's backups without risking human lives, but requires physical access to the facility. On the journey to the data banks, Elliot starts experiencing hallucinations due to his morphine withdrawal. He's kept from completely falling apart by Mr. Robot and the other members of F Society. The other part of the plan involves the remaining members of F Society approaching Chinese hacking group the Dark Army and organize a simultaneous attack on E-Corp's backup data centers to destroy their safety nets. The following morning, Angela, emboldened by the free-spirited Shayla, takes matters into her own hands by sabotaging Allsafe and framing Ollie by using his work ID and computer.
With the help of F Society, Elliot infiltrates the backup facility and connects a device to give them control of Steel Mountain's climate control, which can then be used to fry their servers. Darlene breaks the unfortunate news that the Dark Army refused to assist F Society in their plans, putting their digital revolution in jeopardy. On returning home, Elliot finds Shayla's phone on the floor, with an angry, imprisoned Vera on the other end, telling him that Shayla has been abducted as punishment for turning Vera into the police.
Shayla's kidnapping was designed to force Elliot to hack Vera out of prison before he's killed on the inside. Elliot discovers that it was in fact Vera's brother that organized the hit, and after Elliot successfully breaks Vera out of prison, the drug dealer immediately kills his brother. Elliot pleads for Vera to return Shayla to him safely, as per their bargain. Vera tosses him a set of car keys and is told, "She was with you the entire time." Opening the trunk of the car, Elliot discovers his girlfriend inside with her throat cut out.
1 month after Shayla's murder, Angela makes a deal with Terry Colby. She'll lie and say she broke the chain of custody of the file that led to his incrimination. provided that he testifies that E-Corp covered up the toxic waste that killed her mother and Elliot's father in the ongoing lawsuit. Mr. Robot and Darlene try to get F Society to regroup and set up a meeting with White Rose, the leader of the Dark Army. E-Corp appoints Scott Knowles as its new CTO, and at a party celebrating the appointment, an embittered Tyrell's ambition spirals out of control. He lures Knowles' wife to an isolated rooftop, seduces her, and then brutally strangles her.
Elliot and F Society are forced to replan their hack against E-Corp, but they still need the assistance of the Dark Army. At their brief meeting, White Rose tells Elliot that the Dark Army backed out of their plan because the head of Allsafe, Gideon, laid a trap for the hackers known as a honeypot. Tyrell meets with Mr. Robot after learning of the honeypot, and while it seems that the two are in fact working together, Tyrell reminds Mr. Robot that he knows his dirty little secret. When police question Tyrell about the murder of Sharon Knowles, his pregnant wife breaks her own water with a fork to distract them. After Elliot tells Darlene about their new plans, she becomes ecstatic and tells him she loves him. Elliot kisses her and she recoils. She asks if Elliot has forgotten who she is, and he slowly realizes that Darlene is his sister, but he has no memory of her. After rushing home in a panic, Elliot discovers a hidden CD containing old family photos of himself, his sister, and his father, Mr. Robot.
In a flashback, we learn Elliot's father owned a computer repair shop called Mr. Robot. In the present, Elliot and his father take a trip to their childhood home, where an angry Elliot pushes Mr. Robot out of a window, the same way he was pushed when he was young. While walking through a graveyard, Angela and Darlene find Elliot, and a panicked Mr. Robot tells him not to let the girls get rid of him, and that he will always be there for him. When Angela and Darlene arrive, they see Elliot alone at the grave of his father. It is slowly revealed that Elliot has taken on his father's persona, and he was Mr. Robot the entire time. Elliot, now doubting F Society's plan, is confronted by Tyrell. Together they visit F Society's hideout and carry out the plan to delete all of E-Corp's data and enact their digital revolution.
In the final episode, Elliot wakes up alone in Tyrell's SUV. 3 days have passed, Tyrell is missing, and Elliot has no recollection of what happened. The F Society hack threw the world into chaos, but crowds are seen cheering throughout the city. The hackers encrypt all of their data and cover their tracks, while a seemingly delusional Elliot grapples with his newly discovered split personality. In the middle of Times Square, a hallucinating Elliot talks to Mr. Robot about their new world, and Mr. Robot promises he'll be around to guide him through it. The episode ends with Elliot returning to his apartment, and in the final moments, his door opens and a mysterious figure enters the room.
So, that's pretty much all you need to know to get caught up and ready for Season 2. But if you're willing to put in the time, I highly recommend watching the first season for yourself and really get into grips with all the ins and outs and twists and turns of the hacking world.
Make sure you subscribe to the GameSpot YouTube channel for more Mr. Robot content coming your way. Until then, I've been Lucy James.
And I've been Dave Jewett.
And we'll see you next time.